If you're a merchant that has experienced chargeback fraud, meaning that somebody charged back a transaction that you delivered properly, there's a lot of things you can do to prevent that chargeback from sticking to you and losing that money and the chargeback fee. The most important thing to do is reply to every chargeback. Just if you think you're going to lose, or if you're just frustrated with the chargeback, don't ignore it. Send a reply to your merchant bank. If nothing else, document what happened. On this day, this order was placed, this was the IP address, if it was online, this was the ID. Whatever information you have, send a narrative to the merchant bank. At least start that process of documenting it. That'll help the merchant bank understand that you're taking this seriously. Also, if you have a chargeback or dispute that's claiming fraud, that claims that the customer never used their transaction card, never used their payment card, that somebody stole their ID, you can send a letter to the cardholder saying, hey, look, we're investigating fraud. We want to know if you have any information. Get good legal advice to make sure you're doing this properly. But that's one of the things that we do for a lot of clients is, as an investigative agency, we send a fraud letter to the cardholder or the customer saying, look, we're investigating fraud. We understand that you believe, or you're stating, that your credit card was used without your permission. We're looking into that. Maybe you were a victim of identity theft. Do you know anything about who might have stolen it? A lot of times, if the person's making up the story, the fact that an investigator is looking at the case sometimes makes them back off. You can also do this by physical delivery courier to make sure that they get the letter. Certified mail sometimes helps. But documenting all the results and maybe letting the cardholder or the customer know you're taking it seriously will keep them from pursuing the chargeback further. If they know that an investigator is looking to see if they actually received the product, maybe they're trying to sell your item on eBay. If we find that out, that's going to put a big crimp in their chargeback status. So make sure you take it seriously. Definitely reply. Consider sending a fraud letter to them to let them know you're investigating it, to keep a person who's trying to use a speculative chargeback to get a free set of service or merchandise from your company.